Hello, you are welcome to class today. My name remains Jude Chukwudi Ilobolu, your facilitator and the anchor. We are about to go into an exciting class today. Actually, it's a bonus because I have long concluded my teachings on Excel, but I want to take it a little bit higher to the advanced level. So our emphasis today is teaching us how to get data into your Excel platform using the API. API is an interface that works from the back end, and you can actually use that to bring your data and refresh it in your Excel without going to go to the usual downloading and complete compilation of work that you don't need. It makes your work easy and more professional. So I just decided to provide a little bit of a working tool using the Kobo Collect, which is an analytical tool for field analysis. So in this practice, we are going to need a source of API where you can a source of data, or so where you can get the API and how to bring it in. I will teach us a simple one, then later I will now go again maybe into repositories and national reserve data bank where there is a daily accumulation of heavy data. So those ones you cannot be able to actually download because of the volume of this data. So all you need to do is to query, to pinch into the system and pick what you want for the sake of analysis or for interest sake, and you leave. So having developed this simple practice tool which I just set up, and I ask the question, and I use the backend, the source, to give a line answer so that I can able to do my work. So having this environment is good. So what next do we do if we want to work and develop this API and go through the process and be able to bring it into the Excel environment? So watch closely of what I'm going to do. So the first thing I will do is to open my Kobo tool and look at what I am practicing with practice work, which has been deployed. So I click on the practice work and it will bring me to this interface where you see summary, form, data, and settings. So because I actually want to pull out data from this source and take it to a different platform, what I will do is simple. I will first of all set the environment where the first thing is to go to the form. When you go to the form, you make sure that every settings is okay and it has been deployed. Then you go to your data, and when you go to data, you click on data download. When you click on data download, it will give you this interlock. You click export, which I have already done, and this export phase will come up. Once you have done this, if you were to be on the normal extraction, which is manual, you only need to do is to click on your download here, depending on what type of file you want to remove. This is SLS file. You can also remove other form. If you open here, you see you can remove a CSV file, GeoJSON, SPSS, amongst others. All these are removable, but we chose to remove SLS file, and that will be it. It will download, but we are not going to use this part because we want to go through the API. So the next thing again you do, you go to settings, and then you look at some options here. One of them is this sharing option, which will give you the enablement to share your work or to allow another interface, another platform to view your work. So when you come here, you look at share publicly by link. So anyone can view this form and anyone can view submission made on this form. So once you have done this, you don't need to work with this. You just come up and look, this is your URL, your locator, this is your URL. So you click on it, it will highlight everything, but you're not going to pick everything. You just come down, take your cursor back, and you copy the Kobo toolbox up to this point, and you place and do Ctrl C. Once you have placed on Ctrl C, remember the name of our work is practice work, don't forget. So we now go and open a new tab, and you do Ctrl V to place it there. Then you are going to do few things. So you are going to look at the asset. Asset is where this backend, where our file has been kept under control. So you write API, write it in full, API / v2. API is what you want to get, and v2 is the version of the API that is currently in use. We used to have v1, which is the legacy model, and that has become deprecated, and there have been a level of improvement, and that is why we are using v2. Some has even gone up to v4 by now, but for this v2 is okay. So you put another slash, put just a single slash, then you write assets, then you put a slash. So once you have done that, you click on it. So clicking on it now will bring you to the assets of API. Remember, at this particular stage, you are using your data. Your data will be on, and depending on the strength of your data, it may take time for this to come up. So it has come up, the asset list has come up. So for you now, you need to find that particular work that you want to pick up from the back end. So you use your find function, which is F. So you click on Ctrl F. When you put on Ctrl F, it will bring out this place where you can be able to type what you're looking for. And we are looking for what? Practice. We're looking for practice work. So you can type it up. So as you are typing, you can see that it has come up here. So these are the properties. This is a JSON file. This is a JSON file. Remember, JSON file is a file that has key and values. So you have the key, kind, and the value is asset. So everything is in this form. And remember that we can also not be able to use this key, this JSON file in this state. So we need to convert it either to Excel, which is SLS, or we can convert it to CSV file, comma separated value file. So once we have done that, you will now come down, we'll go to the export properties of this work. All these are some codings that have to do with this particular work, and they are quite big. So your concern is just the export segment, and you can see the export segment coming up. So at the export segment, you will see that we have two important export files here. The top is CSV file, as you can see written here. This is the pathway, and the next is SLX file, which is the Excel file. So we want to work with Excel file, so we just click or just tap on it, and once you tap on it, you watch it to download this file. You can see it has been downloaded already, which is a part, but that is not the part we are going to follow, but I just want to highlight it so that you see. So you come here where this black line has underlined this asset, and you highlight it and you right click on it, it will open up this dialog. So you copy this link address. Now that you have copied it, you can now move away from this environment. Remember, we did not download from this platform. Have that in mind. So now we have copied the address, which is the back end, the API for this. So we now go to our Excel, where we have our Excel file, and we can just open any file so that we can be able to use it. So for instance, we have this. Just quickly go to and open a file, and then this is our file. So now I want to bring in what we have downloaded. Remember, this is a practice work. I just raised it, and I set up the Kobo tool. I use my mobile phone and fill it up swiftly so that I can have a file, and that is the file we want to see. We are practically concerned about the process, and that is what we are doing here. So when you come to the Excel environment, you see we have different ribbon, but what to be your concern should be the data ribbon. So you click on the data, you see other aspects. Just go to where you are getting this work from, and you're getting it from the web. So you click on the web. So when you click on the web, it will open up this dialog. So it is requiring that you put up the URL, the universal resource locator of this work. So you remember you have copied it. Just do Ctrl V and it will populate. So once you have populated it, then you click OK. So now that you have clicked OK, it will run and open up the interface for you if all goes well. And I forgot also to tell you, when you highlighted on your Kobo tool on the CXLS file, as long as there is a download, it shows you that the pathway is in order. That means the work is usable. So going back to what we are doing here, you see that the file is trying to come up. Remember, at this phase, it have to work with internet. So your internet have to be ready and strong and perfect. So you click on your practice work. When you click on your practice work, it will bring up your file in this manner. So you have the option of either loading or transforming it or cancelling it if you don't like. These are all what you can see in my Power BI class. Is a very, very simple and interesting. So if you have chance, make it a duty to visit my Power BI class and get a superior knowledge with that. So normally it's good to go to transform. When you go to transform, it will open up the Power Query for you. So in the Power Query environment, you will now, this work is now brought into the Power Query, and you can see a lot of things. One of them is to have a look, you see whether it is well placed. So the best thing you do is to come to your transform and maybe click on the data type so that the right data type will be placed accordingly. Then you also look at this to see if your face page is well arranged to be the column header. For this, is well arranged. In case it was not well arranged, you click on this place and come here and say use first row as header. And once you do that, it will populate the first row with the headers so that things will be in order. Now whatever changes you need to do, you can be able to do it here, and this recorded your step. And after that, you come back to your home and go to close and apply, and you click on close and apply. So once you have clicked on a close and apply, see it has populated our work and everything is here. So you can now close here, and you can see that the work that we have done in Kobo Collect has actually entered into our space, and whatever you fill there will also show. So we are going to also refresh this work in just a jiffy so that you can know how it is done. So we have just finished doing this, and of course this is an automated kind of data entry. If I have taken my time to do some level of data cleaning, it will also resurface, so you don't need to go back to clean and to clean. All you need to do is to set up your system, put it in order, and go and sleep. So after some minutes, sometimes you can set the refreshing with timing. After 1 hour, after 2 hours, it can refresh and update. You see that it's an automatic. Assuming you have a dashboard, a big screen, you will see the screen continuously change. So how do you get that to happen? Assuming that more data has entered. Remember, this is a practice session and it's a hypothetical session. Whatever we are doing is a simulated one. I have gone back and fill again the form with a different entry with the help of my friend, so that we can have extra two data which I'm going to now bring in, but I'm not going to bring it in on a regular source. All I need to do is simply come to this data space and you come to the refresh. You can either click direct or you can click on the small button. It will give you refresh or refresh all, depending on you want to refresh everything. Maybe you want to refresh a particular segment or the whole of your workbook. So you click on, for instance, refresh all. So now we are trying to refresh. See, now the new data that we just entered has just entered now, as you can see. So our data has become what? Enriched. And that is how it will continue to become better and better, continue to populate itself without you doing much. All you need to do is just to wake up and you come and you refresh and the data will be populated. That is as simple as it can be. So this is how you can be able to bring in data to Excel environment through the API analytical tool. Subsequently, I will still have to go back to big government establishment and the repository and look for an API, free API, which you can use to query such big data, select what you want, bring it to the environment and clean it up and be able to use it for data visualization, interpretation, and insight. But until we meet, I would like to continue to encourage you to study, improve, and become better than what you are today. A journey of 1,000 miles start from the mind and executed by taking the first step. Do have a lovely day. Congratulations and bye bye.